Welcome back to Black Mesa. And, wow. That looks to be a pretty long pit. How big was that tentacle creature anyhow? Anyways, we're just heading on through. Trying to find some sort of tunnel that would lead to a lambda complex. I don't know about that, but here's a new weapon. The revolver is, let me check this, a Magnum 357 Colt Python. Whatever that means. Anyhow, swimming on past the carcass of the creature, we discover a little side passage here. I didn't really get this my first time playing. You didn't really imagine yourself being in this giant drum. I've been told actually that the snowy effect of being near radiation actually doesn't work out too well with YouTube compression, so it's not going to be here after this video. Sorry about that. Like, I know there are a lot of, like, screen effect fans out there. So, where do we go from here? Well, I think you already see the walkway. But not really the, like, normal approach you would do to get to the walkway. You have to go backwards a little bit in order to find a place you can fall down. Man, just look at that river of waste. What do they even do that generates that much waste and it keeps on flowing? Like, everything's broken, nothing, no experiments are running, and still the stream must flow. That's crazy. It's like a toxic waste waterfall. Hi there. They even appear to be connecting another pipe, so they're going to be expanding this area, it looks like. Or at least they were before, you know, everything exploded, but so it goes. This is probably not how you're supposed to do it, but you know what? Trying to platform it is a lot more dangerous, so it's fine with me. By the way, I don't think I've really talked too much about the different weapon slots. The Magnum that we just got goes in slot number 2, which is the one for handguns. Slot number 1 is the one for tools. Slot number 3 is for, like, long guns, like conventional weaponry. Slot number 4, we haven't seen that yet. Eventually, maybe. And slot number 5, of course, is explosives. And speaking of explosives... Hello, I'm speaking of it. There we go. Yeah. Trip mines. We've seen these before. They're kind of useless. Oh, and speaking of useless, I see you're enjoying the show there, buddy. So this is the Gargantua. He's a big boy. And he's also invincible, so we're gonna have to find some other way of taking him out. Probably involving starting up some machinery and pressing a button. But first, we haven't really gotten an opportunity to show off the Magnum yet, so here's how it works. It is effectively, as I said, it's kind of like a sniper rifle. Did I say that? Well, I probably should have said that. The point is that, yeah, it's one just really big shot. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus. You don't know how close you were to getting one between the eyes. Listen, mister, if you can get the power on, that train down there will take us to the surface. I would try myself, but it's a long way down to the generator. There's things in the way.
Yeah, you wouldn't happen to have seen a guy in blue, would you?
Stay out of the big guy's way. You should be fine.
By big guy, I assume you mean the Gargantua, right? That guy in the blue suit is of somewhat average height. Yeah. Fortunately, the Gargantua will not chase us as we do our job, so...
I'm gonna have to sit this one out.
That's a little bit of a comfort. Now then, our goal is singular this time around. As power-up implies, we need to turn on a generator in the basement. And all that's in our way is a bunch of aliens, and... oh yeah, they're in the habit of teleporting in again. Were they ever not teleporting in? Actually, that's the question. You might say that it's a waste to use magnum rounds against little things like this, but... well, because of the limited ammunition and the plentiful supplies, we actually need to get rid of rounds, otherwise we're wasting ammo. Yeah, it's kind of a weird paradox. Because the game still features most of the regular ammo drops, but because our maximum ammo has been greatly decreased, it actually means that a lot of things just kind of sit around and go unused. By the way, you see those icons there, the ones that sort of look like beer cans? We'll get to those. Feels like there should have been something over there. Oh well, just propane cylinders. They probably explode or something. And oh yes, it's not just aliens blocking our progress this time around. As we saw at the beginning, our Heku Marine guys have somehow wormed their way down here. That's a grenade, all right. Yeah, the Heku primarily use MP5s, but they can actually use other forms of weaponry as well, like shotguns and the like. And as we've seen occasionally, sometimes they'll fire like a rocket attachment off their weapons. And there'll be other tricks down the line, but we haven't seen those yet. Now this bit. This is a very difficult section because the Heku have set up what is basically amounts to a fortified position with a couple of elevated side platforms, and while the AI... the AI sometimes has its own ideas, but the general plan is that you have folks swooping in from the sides and from the front, so that, all told, you're being constantly flanked. Yeah, this is not something you want to rush into, that's for sure. So... it's a bit of an uphill fight here, all things considered, although grenades certainly do help. And speaking of grenades, those things that we picked up earlier were SMG underbarrel grenades. They work very well, you might say. They're also exceedingly rare because of how quickly you can fire them out, so I would definitely treasure them. Especially since, as with everything, we can carry a lot less of them. Underbarrel grenades were like the weapon to use back in the day. They were just so prevalent that you could just fire them out over and over and over again and just lay waste to a lot of really big targets. As it is, the SMG is a little bit decreased in its power, although still effective as a weapon. Oh, one left. Well... What? Alright, let's try not to think about that. As I say, well, it was a good fight, guys. You did your hardest, but good reigns supreme as expected. You know what? This is a lot of boxes. Let's just do the economical thing. There, you see? Absolutely nothing bad came from that. Although, once again, the problem is that we have too much ammunition, not enough space for it. Which is really a crying shame. There was no reason why they had to drop our ammunition pool down because... well, just by sheer fact that a lot of encounters call for different weapons, we would already be switching them as it is. I mean, obviously there are some things that are just suited better towards a shotgun than an SMG, and vice versa. Usually scarcity is designed to provide a little bit more variety, but in this case... it just kind of feels like they did scarcity in order to add a little bit more challenge, which... I don't know. It just seems odd. Now then, I mentioned that trip mines are useless. Well, you saw a first example there, but... it gets even better than that. Check this action out. Alright, so you set a trip mine on the run, right? Here's the problem. A lot of Zen enemies are really close to the ground. There are a few exceptions, of course, but the ones that are really tenacious and chase you down, like a lot of them will be kind of short-ish, so can't really help you there. Alrighty. So here's the generator, but there's a problem with it, as you might expect. One of the turbines is going, but the other one isn't because there's a bit of a blockage. Well, you know us. We're a scientist, and that also means that we're part handyman. Yes, sirree. I think what this job calls for is a barrel. We got barrels, we got guns. QED. Don't pay attention to any of these doors, by the way. They're of relatively little importance, and they don't even open. Although, I guess I haven't checked to see whether they'd open once you turn the power back on. At the very least, I don't think they're hiding any secrets.
Echo Force reports.
Sounds like they caught wind of what we've done before, so I guess we can expect reinforcements. Alright, guess we better get ready. And this shows us an opportunity to reveal how trip mines work on human enemies. Oh, you're gonna love this. Take number 1.
Open fire!
We put one mine down, and they walk around it.
Holy
But okay, like, you know, they've got fairly decent AI. Maybe they just got lucky. So, let's try this again. That time, we accidentally gave them a small gap in which to sneak through, and the AI was actually smart enough to realize the one place they could go and not get killed. That's crazy. But okay, so let's put an avenue that's so tight they can't possibly get through. One guy sneaks in while it's still charging up, and the other guy... yeah, he doesn't even pass at all. So I just shoot them. There's an achievement for killing 10 people, or just 10 enemies, I guess, with trip mines, and it's a lot harder than you would think. Why are they so obsessed with killing me anyway? It's like there's all these aliens around, like actual honest-to-goodness aliens, things that are complete terrors from beyond our imagining, and yet they want to try to kill the one person who's actually capable of fighting them except for them. Are they stupid or something? I mean, I'm not going to discount that idea, but nonetheless, it does feel incredibly counterproductive. I mean, imagine, like, if the Gargantua was rampaging around and somehow they were able to get past it and make their way down here in order to just mess with us. That would be absolutely crazy, wouldn't it? Yeah, wouldn't it just? I tell you something. These guys, like, their tenacity is... I'm not going to say it's admirable, but it's definitely noteworthy. Although, here's another possibility, actually. What if they're going after Gordon Freeman because it's a fight they think they can actually win? Like, instead of picking pointless fights with the aliens, maybe they're just going after the human targets because they think that, okay, maybe once we kill the humans, then we can get to the business of actually fighting aliens. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
I'm never gonna make it.
You know, there's a healing station just a few ways down, right? Like, you don't have to use the broken one.
I'll have to slow it down.
But alright, now, we have to run. We can't fight it, we just gotta run. With the power turned on, there's a station here with 2 plugs. We gotta use our PhD in order to plug these things in. And then... yeah, try not to get fried. Sayonara, sucker. Now, I promise you that this is not going to become a pattern. Like, it's not going to be every chapter there's a new big monster that we have to rig up a contraption to defeat, but... yeah, it's just this special pair of occasions. Now then, where do we go from here? Well, you see these trams? That's right. It's time for us to go for a ride. But first, more grenades. Definitely gonna find some uses for those in the future. Alright, thank you, buddy. We'll try to find some help for you, I guess. And I'll see you guys next time.